Okay, so we've talked about, masculine and feminine roles, but there's a lot of stereotypes for lesbians and masculine and feminine roles. A lot of the times, what's your favorite question that everybody asks?
You and I are going to fight. That's what's going to happen.
Who's the man?
Okay, that really bothers me.
I know it does.
They look at a gay couple, and again, to make them comfortable, right? But sometimes you do this to me, and I tell you that it bothers me.
What?
They say, oh, well, you're the guy in the relationship, and you're the girl. The other day, somebody that we love dearly told us, no, but obviously M's the guy. Obviously, she's going to have to propose. What do you mean? Why?
Well,
Why?
you said you wanted to propose.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, even if I do, and even if I did, right?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody around me, I'm the one that they come to say, so when are you going to do
well,
it?
it's
so,
because
without me
I'm
saying
more
anything.
feminine presenting.
Right,
So
but that's what I'm saying. And by the way, a lot of those traditions and things stem from ancient things that are misogynist.
That's one of the things that you don't have in a lesbian relationship. It's a lot less toxic masculinity.
Yes, and a lot more femininity. Well, actually, you know what's funny? So everybody looks at me, they say she dresses a certain way.
Right.
Her hair is short. I talk like Steve-O's little sister. I've heard that more than once. So it really bothers me when people impose those things on me. And you know what? Maybe I should check into why it bothers me.
Fuck everybody.
And sort that out. But I really think like the whole, it has to be this way. You have to propose. You have to blow up.
Well, that's what
cue explosion sound right here.
That's how the stereotype is debunked, because the masculine and feminine role that people perceive, what people think is the standard heterosexual relationship, would observe you and I in those roles. Now, it just so happens that we do naturally take a lot of those roles, but on the contrary, there's a lot of ways in which our roles are switched. And I find that that's more common in a lesbian relationship than anywhere else. Like, you'll see the girl that's more masculine presenting and then the girl that's more feminine presenting. And the one who's actually more feminine in the relationship, in the roles of the relationship, will be the more masculine presenting one.
But yes, masculine presenting is one thing, but then I also feel like there's something important that we can't skip out on, which is how we fix these things, right? Is the energy. Because masculine and feminine energy have nothing to do with the way that you present. I don't like looking at these things as male or female. It's an energy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's and by the way, it's also hormonal. I don't like saying that there are no differences between men and women.
Well, that's not true.
There are.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We can't pretend like there aren't. The difference is to be equal and understand that we bring equally amazing things to the table, right, and how we can, unite. For example, everybody, we are all in the womb. We all start with vaginas, y'all. Look it up. Everybody starts with a clit. And if you turn into a man,
Emily. They don't start with vaginas.
They start as everybody starts as female.
They don't start.
What I'm saying is that your clit, okay, if it forms into a penis, it started as a clit.
Okay.
Penises come from clits. So you're oh my God. So I think I'm agreeing with you. Everybody is a lesbian. No matter what your sexual orientation is, everybody started with a clit. There you go. Boom.
Oh my God.
Two Guinness World Records
please,
broken.
Everybody.
I told you we're rowdy today.
Don't completely ignore what she just said. That is only partially true. The wording choice was what was wrong, but I know what you were trying to say.
Yes, that's why I told you. We have facts, but they're unfounded.
But now we've gone into a whole tangent. And what I was trying to say to begin with is this. The assumption that masculine and feminine roles exist in a lesbian relationship is not the way that people perceive it. Because like you just shared, and I happen to agree, is that masculine and feminine energies are just that. They're energies. And so they can exist within different bodies at different levels in different ways. Mm-hmm. And ironically enough, it just so happens that a lot of times in a lesbian relationship, the one that's more feminine presenting tends to be the more masculine one.
Yeah. And people...
I'm the big boss around here.
You wear the pants and I wear the shorts. How's that?
Yeah.
You wear the pants and I wear the pantsuit.
I love that.
We're just, what was it? Queer experience. We're making shirts at the end of this episode with all the things that came out of it.
Why not? So that's one stereotype that exists. We mentioned that people assume that we're gay because we hate men or because we wish we were men. That's the other one that we would. Yeah, no, guys. So sorry.
No. No,
Sometimes
just because sometimes you want a penis doesn't mean you want to be a man.
I wonder, okay? You know what? We have
Penis envy. There's another stereotype.
Well, that might be semi-true in some instances, but it's not an absolute. So yeah, that's one. Or the ever so famous, you just haven't had good dick. I hate that.
Hate that too.
I hate that. First of all, super disrespectful. Second of all, not the case, dog. Not the case. Because if you want to talk about the numbers of lesbian sex versus heterosexual sex, we can absolutely go there.
Oh, we can go there.
Actually, let's go there. Did you know that according to the National Health and Social Life Survey, that lesbians experience more orgasms and compared to women who are having heterosexual sex? That lesbian sex lasts longer?
Wow, Jem. I know. A lot longer, by the way. What was it, like 10, the average? By the way, where are they getting these?
They ask. They do a survey.
Oh,
they literally ask
like, who's there?
lesbians
How many orgasms
and straight women about their sex life, and they are self-reporting. No, I don't need a good dick.
No. So yeah, I've been with men and women, and not that I haven't enjoyed my time with both, but the sex is definitely different.
Yeah, baby. Actually, another thing that I'd like to share, because as we all know, space is really gay.
Space is gay.
That technically out in space, in zero gravity, it would actually be a lot easier to have homosexual sex than heterosexual sex because of the same mass. Because, two men are more likely to be more similar in mass, so their center of gravity is similar. So they think they'll have an easier.
How much time have you spent thinking about this, about space sex?
Oh, I researched it. Oh.
I wonder if anybody's had sex in space.
I don't know.
They're like, for science. Imagine being the person they launch into space with the purpose of studying sex.
Or if they're like into BDSM.
I volunteer.
or if they're like into BDSM, they can like be taped to the edges of the ship. I don't know. Just saying.
Wow, space sex. Space is gay, and space sex can always live rent free in your brain.
Yeah, there's just so many misconceptions, Another one, and I'm sure all of us gay women have experienced this growing up, or maybe just all gay people growing up, where the automatic assumption when your family finds out that you're gay is that every friend you have is or was a lover. No, mom. No, dad.
Mom, I'm talking to you.
Guys, we work the same way.
Just some of them.
Do you want to sleep with every man you see? Probably
just some
not.
Of them.
Yeah. Well.
No, yeah, that is a big one.
I will say I have a theory, and maybe it's not my own theory, but it definitely is my experience, that before you, or at least for me, before I accepted my sexuality, and I feel like I've noticed this in other gay women, you have a series of like really intense best friendships. Like my childhood was comprised of completely platonic relationships, like to this day, but I feel like growing up I had those like super intense friendships.
I feel like we can be in love with our friends platonically. I feel like that's what a really good friendship is, However, as a queer woman, there were moments where I remember like being super young and like looking up, is it normal, to feel this intense about a friend?
That's what I'm saying.
I would literally look it up.
Intense best friendships are like the watermark.
Those kinds of relationships for me, though, they made me over time understand who I am and come to terms with who I am and accept myself. But it doesn't always start like that. There are so many queer women that I've spoken to, especially after, having that conversation with my mom on Red Table and everything, that have shared there's a lot of shame in being gay, whether you're a man or a woman. And I feel like it's harder to find someone that just had a very easy experience, because one thing is sharing it with your family and the world, but one thing is like figuring it out yourself, and there's no right or wrong.
Right.
There's so many different ways, to be a part of the queer community. I would love a world where, if you want to try dating a woman, because maybe you're interested, go for it. And if you don't like it, then you're not into it. And that doesn't make you anything except more capable of love, more capable of loving other people, and perhaps sexually interested in more things than, John Doe is, or Suzanne Sane is.
Suzanne Sane.
But anyway, so yeah, just like more openness, because I was scared.
I remember somebody who I ended up actually dating. We were in band camp, And
not at band camp. One time at band camp. Is that where that saying comes from?
I know. And we were obsessed with each other from the start. Like literally from the first day of the band camp.
This is.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. So we were obsessed with each other from the beginning. We were inseparable, like always hanging out. We had that natural click as humans. And so I just thought, oh my God, this is my new best friend. And I'm obsessed with her and she's obsessed with me. And this is the greatest thing ever. Yeah, except one day our entire cabin, which was like 6 girls and 1 shower, was taking turns taking a shower, and I was exhausted, honestly, and I wanted to take a nap. So I was like, wake me up when everybody's done showering and then I'll shower. We took a nap in the same bed cuddling, but that was natural to me because I'm a very affectionate person, and the people around me have been affectionate, my friends especially.
Yeah, me too.
And so I would cuddle with my friends and share love in that way. And so we were sleeping in the same bed, and then she wakes me up by giving me a kiss on the nose. And like
gay,
so gay. But even at that point, I was like, oh, like I think I had a thought for half a second, like, but then all of the training and all of the indoctrination kicked in. And I was like, no, like she's just a friend. I was like, oh, what a sweet friend move.
Yeah,
like, oh, so nice,
so nice. Cut to you guys dating.
I know. Launching.